ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ।
Dear friends, welcome back to the study of the Mundaka Upanishad. We have covered 7 shlokas of the Upanishad, and the Upanishadkar, Rishi Angirasha, is creating a solid foundation of the study. And what is the foundation? Is there anything in the world, O dear Lord, knowing which nothing else to be known? This is how the Mundaka starts. You have read that Shaunaka, a highly enlightened and highly successful man in the world, according to the ideas prevalent in that time society, he came to understand that there is a belief and a faith that there is something in this world, knowing which, experiencing which, there is no motivation left to run around the world to find peace and tranquility, joy and ecstasy in this world. There is something there. So he goes to Rishi Angirasha to ask, Sir, is there anything? Kasminnu bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati. Dear Lord, is there anything? Kasminnu vigyate, knowing by rationality and experiencing by total integration of my emotions, of my personality. Is there anything, dear Lord, knowing which everything is known? This is in general the question. To which the Rishi answers, look, my dear child, there are 2 different branches of learning. One is Aparavidya and the other is Paravidya. Please don't mind repetition. It is making your base very solid and strong so that the future development of ideas in this Upanishad, you can always relate to this. Otherwise, you will think it's a deviation, diversion, unrelated to the facts of life. It is not so. This is the basic concept. There are 2 branches of knowing. Now, let me not translate it to you. What is it? Let me explain to you by robust common sense. We live in this world, and from the dawn of history, as of today, you see human ingenuity, human willpower, human rationality, and emotionality, all blended together, is breaking the barriers of mysteries of external nature. Breaking the barriers of mysteries of external nature. That is Apara Vidya Vishaya. All the progress that the world has made up till now, the human society has made up till now, is in the process of creating and making, and will continue this search till 2 people walk on this earth. What is this universe? What are these forces of nature at play, at whose mercy our life depends? And there are ample examples in history when there was possibility of a great damage being done to society by natural disasters or by viruses and etc., biological disasters. So these are the things. Humans are conquering, mastering, getting control of various aspects of natural forces prevalent in nature. The end result is the physical life and living of a human is getting more comfortable, more convenient, more luxurious. And we say that is the progress of civilization. All that gamut of learning falls under the category of aparavidya, not so sublime but indispensable learning. Not so sublime but indispensable. You can't live without it. And you are mastering the forces of external nature. So, let us then generalize the purpose or subject matter of aparavidya is nothing else but managing the external forces prevalent in nature and managing it in such a manner the human society is feeling more comfortable, convenient and luxurious in living in this world. So it is indispensable. It is not sublime, but it is indispensable. What is paravidya? Paravidya is being translated as sublime knowledge. Sublime means the apex, beyond which there is no thirst of knowing any further. You are totally satiated, there is no cause of any motivation to run about and to know. You have known everything. That is paravidya, the sublime knowledge. Let us try to understand from another commonsensical point of view. This human, this human is achieving not so sublime knowledge. That is, all branches of knowledge appertinent to external forces active in nature. But who is acquiring that knowledge? That human. And what does it mean? I am the knower. I have learned this subject, this subject, this subject, this subject, this subject, and I have control on those forces of nature because knowledge is power. That is what I am. But I do not know who am I, what am I. That I do not know. Paravidya teaches you that who says, I know, he does not know who he is or who she is. Knowing that I am, I know, I experience what am I, and I am the receptacle of all this aparavidya, so I know everything. Sarvagya, sarvavit. Knowing in general, knowing in particular. That is why paravidya is sublime, because you are now concentrating on managing or having a mastery over the forces of nature that work internally in you, in this body-mind complex. I am the learner, I am the experiencer, therefore I am the pursuer and doer. But I do not know who am I. Once I know who am I, the total integrated learning takes place. That is why the scriptures have divided it into Aparavidya and Paravidya. We have had enough of it, and I'll not spare you. You may get tired of me. I'll be hammering away at it whenever I get an occasion. So he goes to his teacher and asks Rishi Angirasha this question. Rishi replies, not in a one word. You see, dear child, if you want to know what Paravidya is, you must first know what is Aparavidya, then you will be able to understand what is Paravidya. Aparavidya Vishaya, as you learn about the external world and the forces of nature at play. And Paravidya is to learn who are you, your true real identity. Good enough? You tell me who's my real identity. In the next verse, that was the verse number 6, he says, Jattadadreshamagotramavarnamanasrosen and so forth. What does it mean? It is not perceptible by your sense organs. It is not perceptible by your 5 active organs. It is not perceptible by any such concrete means. From the negative point of view, it is not perceptible, it is not perceptible, it is not perceivable. But I can't live in a negative definition. What is a positive way to look at it? It is nityam, it is everlasting. It is nityam vibhum sarvagatam shushukshmam. It is eternal, it permeates the whole world, whole cosmos. Vibhum sarvagatam shushukshmam. It is subtlest of the subtle. Now, let us stop. Do we have in the material world something which is subtlest of the subtle, which cannot be comprehended just by an idea? What is that? Akasha, ether, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Ether is something which moves everywhere through and through this solid wall. Ether is everywhere. So in the material world you have a, I would say, example. That example is ether. He is sarvagatam shushukshmam. And the dhira purusha, the knower of the self, they know tat abhyayam, immutable, bhuta jonim. It is the ultimate cause of this cosmos. So now that aksharam, that immutable which is to be learnt and experienced by Paravidya, is now being described to you as far as possible by choosing correctest possible words, so that those words gives you a vague idea to start with, a nebulous idea to start with. And then by sadhana, by self-imposed discipline, you refine yourself. You hone yourself, you sharpen your faculties. And with that honed, sharpened, pure faculties, you will have a concrete, a tangible understanding of your true original nature, which is immutable, which is akshara. And don't say it is a wool-headed idea. Don't say it's a fairy tale. The world has delivered. History proves there are thousands and thousands of humans who have reached this goal. They are known as saints and seers and sages and rishis and munis. That's a fact of history. So, dhira, has paripashyanti as abhyayam sarvagatam shushushmam. Nityam vibhum. These words, nityam is eternal. What does it mean? Time has no capacity to parcel it, to break it into pieces. There's no past, no present, no future. It is eternal. Nityam. Vibhum, it is present everywhere. Sarvagatam, it percolates and permeates everything. I will explain to you in worldly manner. And it is subtlest of the subtle. Now, Nityam, eternal. What does it mean? Let me see. This is my lifespan. I live that long. During that lifespan, whatever I see and analyze is changeful. It is changing. But I am. My body changes, capacity of mind changes, capacity of my life changes, my intellect changes, my emotion changes, but I am. Nityam. Compared in this span of life, everything is transitory and changeful, but I am. I exist. During my lifespan, it never changes. Concept of Nitya through worldly concepts. It is something you now go beyond your lifespan. It is, well, I am dead and gone, but the world is. Isness is there. And now, Vibhum. I am wearing my jacket, then I am wearing my shirt, then I am wearing this, and then I have identified with my body. The jacket is, the shirt is, my underwears, underclothes is one by one, my body is, I am. And all these keep on changing. My awareness of amness does not change. Here, in worldly manner, you have a concept of what is Nityam. Eternal. Uninfluenced by concept of time and change. Time, space and causation has no hold on it. Vibhum, it is everywhere. Whatever you see, dear, first you are aware its existence, then you say, it is a chair. Samanya Gyan is isness, Vishesha Jnana is chair. Sarvagya, Sarvavit. Worldly examples. So, this is what Akshara Brahman is, and this is how you slowly and slowly hone and sharpen, purify your faculties, your personality in such a manner that you are capable of holding on to these ideas. And while you hold and culture, the process of being and becoming, process of evolution of egocentric identity grows into the absolute centric identity. I am what I am. I am what I am. It was never I was not. It will never be I will be not. That is what Son of God Christ said. Jesus the Christ said. It's just the explanation of what Brahman is, the eternal spirit, the Holy Ghost is. A difference in name and nomenclature, the idea is the same. Well, this much we have studied. philosophically, rationally, intellectually. Sir, it is too much for me to understand. It is very smoky. It is very nebulous. I'm a bit vague. Could you find out any worldly example? So the worldly example is in the 7th verse, which we have studied. It's a quick revision of what we have studied. Jatornanabhi srijate gridnati cha. Let us stop here. Urnanabhi is a spider. A spider spins its web, spider's web. If you have watched carefully, you will find the spider without help of anything else. Karana, antara, nirapeksha. These are the typical Sanskrit words here, but as we are serious students, let us expose to these words. Karana, other cause. Antara, other cause. Nirapeksha, not dependent on other cause. Srijate, grinnate. They create and they absorb. Karana, antara, nirapeksha. It does not bother to have any other causes. She creates of himself. He says, tat abhyayam, tat aksharam, sambhavati iha visham. This whole cosmos has come out of this Brahman. That's what he says. And he says it philosophically, from an absolutist point of view, from the point of view of his own experience. I don't have that experience now. So how do I start? I start rationally. Slowly and slowly, I develop an absolutely rock solid, granite solid conviction with crystal clarity. This is what it is. And that crystal conviction converts itself into an experience. And I experience that. He says, please kindly remember, your question is, in the world we see an earthenware maker, a pot maker. He needs a potter's wheel, he needs a stick, and he needs some pot of clay. He must have these three things to create. And you say that immutable, infinite, eternal Brahman self-creates all this. How is it possible? There has to be upadan karana and nimitta karana, karan karana. What are they? He wants to have a pot of clay from which he makes utensils out of clay. He must have a wheel and a stick to turn that potter's wheel. That is nimitta karana. Without those he can't create. And thirdly, he has an intelligence. He has made up his mental image what he is going to create. Intelligent cause. Without the three causes, nothing is created. And you say he creates all by his own. What about this fairy tale? Do you have any concrete, tangible example in this world? The example is a Nurdanabi, a spider. He creates something of his own. He is a thinker, he is a designer, he is a planner, he is the executor. Not only he is an executor, he executes a thread, and if it is not satisfied, he withdraws it, absorbs it in himself. It comes out of it, it goes into it. Tad jalam shanto upashate. Tasmat jayate, it comes out of that. Tasmin liyate, it goes back into that. Such a person is known as Brahman. So here is a Drishtanta of an Unnanabi. He doesn't go for any other help. Karana Antara Nirapeksha. He is not dependent on any other cause. He himself is sufficient. Nimitta Karan, Upadan Karan, and Karana Karan. Intelligent cause, material cause, and ancillary causes. Designing and planning and executing. So, he has found out an example for you. He gives two more examples. Why, I'll come to later on. Let me explain the examples again. Jatha prithibhyam osada sambhavanti. Jatha prithibhyam osadhaya sambhavanti. Look at Mother Earth. Far in the uninhabited area, seasonally, herbs and plants come out of it, lives there, goes back into it. Mother Earth is separate and the plant life is separate. Mother Earth is supposed to be an inanimate earth. From that inanimate earth, animate botanical life grows and disappears into it. In Urnanabi example, in the example of a spider, what did he say? Salakshana. It comes from it, goes into it. Here comes out of it, grows back to it. Is the same. But what is being produced is different from Mother Earth. But it comes up out of it, it goes into it. Bilakshana, a plant or a herb or so and so, a weed comes out of Mother Earth, goes back to Mother Earth, unattended by anybody, no human touch. Karana Antara Nirapeksha. He doesn't go for any other cause. And third example is Jatha Swatah Keshalomani. Purushat Keshalomani. This Purusha, now here, Purusha means he who resides in this body. He is the main actor in this whole drama. He is here, he has identified himself with the body, and the body produces hair. But the Purusha is totally unattached. It is the body. As of now, I have identified with the body, so I say, I need a haircut. I say so. But I am not involved. It is the body. Because I have involved myself with the body, I say I need a haircut. My hair is growing. It comes from this body. So, he gives you three different examples covering three different aspects. But what is the main theme? You don't need anybody else to create and to absorb. Jayate liyate. It is one entity which is the cause of everything. This is how the Rishi Angirasha starts teaching Shaunaka, the Mahashala Purusha, the most enlightened, most successful householder known as Shaunaka. What does it mean, dear? It means during the type of Upanishads and the Vedas, during the time of Upanishads and the Vedas, the study of Upanishad was available to each and every in the world, in the society. The degeneration came when a group of people wanted to have total mastery on the subject and wanted to keep it to themselves. I'm a Brahman, I'm entitled to this, nobody else. This is a degeneration of social structure. Whereas Swami Vivekananda said, I'll be extremely happy if mothers while cooking, instead of reading a novel or a fiction, say read Upanishad and do the cooking. Do the household work. Let Upanishad be as common understood as anything else in the world. That is what it should be. The ideas what Upanishad must be a household treasure and duly utilized. Our effort is that through this organization we would like to make the study of Upanishad as comfortable, as convenient, as easy as possible, to live up to Swamiji's expectation. So, dears, this is the example that he has given. Now, he carries on further. An example means, as I have told you many a times, Jatra buddhi samyam sadrishtanta. Yatra buddhi samyam sadrishtanta. What does it mean? When the teacher and the student have an identical conclusion of opinion on a particular object, that is the best example. Now, Rishi has found out an example, a spider. We all agree, yes, it's a fact of life. It's a fact of life that a spider spins a thread, watches it. If he approves of it, it keeps it. If he doesn't approve of it, he withdraws it. Absorbs his own creation and creates again. Absorbs, creates, leaves it there, creates again, leaves it there, and a spider web is done. This is what he has said. We have studied up to this. So much is the refreshing of your memory. Now we move on to the 8th shloka. It's a continuation of the previous shloka. Tapasa chiyate brahma tato annam abhijayate annat pranaha mana satyam loka karmashu chamritam. This is the shloka. Now, let me first tell you what is the link with the 7th shloka. In 7th shloka he says, Tatha aksharat iha visham sambhavati. Tatha, as for the example given before, regarding those examples, from that immutable Brahman, this Vishwam, the cosmos, full of diversity, comes out of it. Sambhavati means it is potentially possible. Sambhavana, potentially possible. How is that possible? What is the sequence? What is the krama? How it happens one after the other? Though Srishti Tattva, the secret of creation of this cosmos, is now being explained to you. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. Chiyate. Tapasa is will. Chiyate means uchchunatam gachanti. What does it mean? I tell you, my mother, I would like to have matar, aloo matar. So what the mother do? She soaks the dry matar for 12 hours. And the matar is a dried, crispy, almost lifeless, inert thing. And by soaking it for 24 hours or 12 hours, the mother finds it has absolutely swollen up like a full-fledged matar. And if she takes it out from water and keeps it, it sprouts. It is a small little root comes out. It sprouts. So that a dry matter which appears to be absolute lifeless, because of the mother's will, it has been soaked in water and it froze. And the mother is so happy to see, keeps it aside in a moderate climate. And the next day she finds that life has come out of it. It has sprouted. And then she puts it in a fertile soil and becomes a plant, a small little herb. And she finds springs of water coming there in pots of water, pots of pea. That is life. Here what happens? Chiyate. Chiyate means upachiyate, swells up. How? Because that Supreme Being who is in control of Maya, Maya Adhish, Saguna Parameshwara, he is the Maya Adhish, he desires, swells up with his desire. What is that? This has been mentioned in a very, very cryptic manner. In other sections of Upanishad we see, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Tapasa Chiyate Brahma is in Mundaka Upanishad. And in the other Upanishad we find Eko Aham Bahushyam Prajayaya. That Parameshwara, he thinks, he wills, he understands and he wills. What does he understand? Eko aham, I am one, I am alone. I would like to be many so that I see the diversity in myself and I play with me. That is what it is. That is, Mundaka Upanishad says, he swells with the desire, upachiyate. By how does he swell? By willing. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. He swells with the will, just like a dry pea, mutter, chickpea swells. He swells. How does he swell? I am alone. Eko aham. I am alone. Bahushyam. I would like to be many. He wills it, and with his Maya, he creates the whole universe. Eko aham bahushyam prajayaya. And then what happens? Tasrishtva, having created this whole universe, tat eva anupravisat. What does it mean? He saturates his whole creation by his own being, like ether, which is everywhere. There's not a speck of space, not an iota of time where he is not. So, the Srishti Tattva, how the sequence develops, how the Absolute, with the help of his Maya, which is innate in him, potentially hidden, he activates it. Prior to that, it was inert in him. Like the venom of a snake, it is in the snake, but it doesn't have effect on the snake till the snake activates it. Similarly, that Absolute in whom that potential energy known as Avidya Shakti, Ajnana Shakti, Mahamaya, Swarupini Shakti is potently hidden in that Absolute. And he manifests it, he kinetizes it. Kinetizing means from potential level, he makes it active level. And he creates it, and tat srishtva tadeva anupravisat. He permeates it through and through. Anupravesha. Pravesha is to enter. Anupravesha in such a manner there's not a speck of space or a dot of time where it is not. It is everywhere. This has been described in another Upanishad in this manner. Here he only says, Brahman, that absolute, who is Maya Adhisha. Now, dear, a little philosophical thought, because you are all intelligent people. You will ask me, sir, Swami, if it is absolute, how could Maya reside there? Then it is not absolute. It is a compound, he and Maya together. It's a very intelligent question. Absolute means absolute. Akshara means akshara. Immutable absolute. There's no two about it. But you say that absolute has in it potential Maya. Now I will quote something from Sri Ramakrishna's life, though it is a little deviation. But dear, it is really wonderful to understand once for all, if you can all retain it. Otherwise, revise, re-revise, so that it settles down like an indelible impression in your psyche. The question is, I am the questioner. And I am using my rationality and my willpower, my ingenuity and emotionality to try and understand in totality what is this all about. I'm in the domain of Maya, and I'm slowly trying to understand Maya. So, by my own efforts, by the guidance of my Guru, and ultimately the blessings of Parameshwara, Maya Adhisha, I become Maya Mukta. That is, Maya is there. I am aware of its presence. But Maya has lost all its hold on me. I am Maya Mukta, but there's a little difference between Ishvara and me. I am Maya Mukta, he is Maya Adhisha. He can control it, he can withdraw it, he can extend it. That's it, Maya Adhisha. That Maya Adhisha rationally explains to me what is Maya, what is to be Maya Adhina, what is to be Maya Mukta, who is Maya Adhisha, and finally, when I go into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, I know what is that absolute Maya Atita. That is why, dear, there's a distinction in definition from the point of time. Brahman is Anadi and Ananta. Brahman is Anadi and Ananta. Anadi means it is beyond the concept of time. It existed beyond you developed the concept of time. It is Anadi without any beginning in time. And it is Ananta. Time stops, but he is. That is the definition of Brahman. Not Parameshwara. Brahman. Not Saguna Brahma, but Nirgun, Nirakar, Nirvikalpa Brahma. Without any name, without a form, without any qualities, without any mutation, absolute. that is the concept of absolute. It is akshara. Literally, naksharati iti akshara. That which does not mutate is immutable. Now, I must understand where I have to reach. I have to reach as a student of Vedanta. I am Atma Brahma. That is what my teacher tells me. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. That is my goal. So how do I start my journey? I start as Maya Adhina. The first step is with a prolonged, disciplined, dedicated, devoted activity. I become Maya Mukta by my effort, by the guidance of my Guru, and ultimately the blessings of Parameshwara Maya Adisha. He helps me to go beyond the hold of Maya. Maya exists, but Maya has lost its hold on me. That is Jivana Mukti. Maya is there. Now what happens after you are Maya Mukta? You still continue. No, I would like to know. I am told I am Atma Brahma. My teacher has told me, thou art that. So I must know that. So I continue my diligent, devoted, determined effort, dedicated efforts. And I go beyond Maya. I merge with my true original nature. You have read in this shloka, Jaya tad advinnataya prapyate, adhigamyate. Abhinnataya prapyate. You become one with it. The concept of separateness disappears. So dear, tapasa chiyate Brahma is very abbreviated and short. This is all that is in all other Upanishads, those who have in detail studied and developed it. I am just trying to help you out, that this is what tapasa chiyate Brahma means. Uchchunutam gacchati upachiyate Brahma. From that, akshara means Parameshwara. Maya Adisha Jayate. And from him, Anyat Prana Mana Satyam Loka Karmashu Chamritam. The sequence is now being made. What is the sequence there? It's very easy. From the subtlest, with eternal commutation of 5 sense organs. The 5 material organs. Excuse me, but I am extremely sorry for the mistake. The 5 eternal elements. Panchabhuta, Panchamahabhuta. What are they? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. 5 elements. Ether is the subtlest of the subtle, and earth is the grossest of the gross. Less grosser is water, less grosser is fire, less grosser is air, and ultimately less grosser or subtlest is ether. Less grosser, subtle, subtler, subtlest. Infinite permutation of these 4, known as Panchikarana. All this has been thrashed out in the other sections of the scripture. I am telling you just to keep you informed. Don't be carried away by these tales. Let these ideas be indelibly etched in your mind, so that the study of the Upanishad becomes extremely rational and logical. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. And always remember these 3 shlokas. Eko aham, I am alone. Bahushyam, I would like to be many. Prajaya, by my willpower, I create this with the help of my Maya, my Shakti. It is under my control and nobody else's. I create. Having created it, I permeate it like ether, each and every nook and corner of this created universe. And then I enter into my children and teach them how to come back to me. Man is made in the image of God. That is what Son of God says. Jesus the Christ said. What does he say? Man is made in the image of God. Why? Because man has faculties to walk back to Maker, to go back to his Maker in heaven and merge with him. The concept of Holy Ghost, concept of the Spirit, concept of Atman, concept of Brahman. The Vedanta says the same thing. And you believe me, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, all of them speak of that absolute in different words, in different nomenclature, in different perspectives. They speak of that eternal absolute entity. Excuse me. And where has that to be found? It is in me. I am that. Thou art that. So here, the process of cosmic creation has been made. First, God desires, I will be many. That desire brings in that element of life, the desire to create, to procreate. And in the worldly example, absolutely dry chickpea, which appears it is lifeless, absolute, soaked in water, it swells, and later on it sprouts, and then it creates 1,000 pods of chickpeas later on, and then ultimately the wheat destroys. That's it. Similarly, the Absolute, with the help of Maya Shakti, creates. Tato annam avijayati, the first subtlest of the subtle creation, known as Hiranyagarbha, Pakrita and all that. You need not bother. You remember the consequence. Anyat pranaha, the forces of nature, which is very much evident in my life forces. I am alive. Pranaha, manaha, the mind, satyam, apparently real, not absolute satyam, apekshika satyam, relatively real. This world is relatively real. Satyam loka. And in this world, karma, we perform our duties. I am doing this, so I have to follow, I have to experience the effects of my performance. Karma, karma phala. That is how the whole world is moving. Tapasa chiyate brahma, tato annam vijayate, annat pranaha, manaha, satyam. This satyam is not that absolute. Apekshika satyam. I see the world to be real because it is perceptible by my 5 sense organs. Anyam satyam loka. And then amritam karmasu. Why it is amritam? It doesn't die. And it is said very well. Kalpakoti shataireva. That is, once you have created a karma, I do. I'll tell you, I am involved. I am teaching. I am creating a karma. What is that karma? Interacting with the concept of Brahman. that is a Shubha karma, virtuous karma, beneficial karma. And this karma, if it is repeated, this karma will force me to reach my goal. And it will not end till it reaches that goal. Prarabdham upabhogenaiva pakshiyate nanyatha kalpa koti shatadeva. Let me translate it for it. It's very simple. Prarabdham. What is prarabdha? You willfully perform something, good, bad, or indifferent. Now we want to be one with God. So we are studying, learning, meditating, teaching. We are doing everything relevant to God. Ideas are we are getting saturated with the awareness of the presence of the divine. Good enough. I am creating a karma. The phala is to follow. The phala will see to it that I am forced forward to experience what I am preaching. Then only my prarabdha will be wiped out by being one with God. This is the effect of Shubha karma. Similarly, if you are godless, Ashubha karma will keep you involved in this godless world. The choice is yours. So dear, though we studied only one shloka today, but it is worthwhile because we are slowly and slowly progressing. The next shloka will be the concluding shloka of the first chapter, section of the first chapter, which is a concluding shloka. Ja sarvagya sarvavit jasya jnanamayam tapa tasmati tad brahma nama rupa annam cha jayate. That is the conclusion. The Srishti Tattva is being concluded. Why it has been concluded? I am living in this world. I am aware of this cosmos. It is real to me as of now. First know how it came into existence and follow the path of a Nurnabi to withdraw what I have created by myself and go back to zero. You also grow from the subtle, from this gross world to less grosser, subtle, subtler, subtlest, and be one with the divine. So, karma and karma bhada is being included in this Srishti Tattva, in the cosmology of it, because karma, if it is known properly and done properly, will propel you into that area of oneness of the divine, with the divine. This is why the karma bhada is also being taken in. I have described to you today the cosmological part of it, how this world came into being, knowing that how you slowly and slowly go back to your maker in heaven, how you can be one with Parama Ishvara, Maya Adhisha. First be Maya Mukta, then you merge with him, where there is no coming back. Na punaravartante bhuya, you don't come back again. By victim of your karma is over. So now the concept of karma and karma phala will be taken up in the last shloka, and the first section of the first Mundaka will be over. Thank you, dears. Thank you ever so much for your patience and your intent hearing and listening. That is what my reward is, that you listen carefully. Thank you, dears. Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna